Guys. OBS is different. This is what happens when you update things. Thank you for the resubs. Thank you so much. Apparently now I can audio monitor things even when they're muted for you guys. Which was very confusing to me. But I figured it out. And if I press this button, I don't get to hear it anymore. And if I press this button, you don't get to hear it anymore. Chat, who is this? I don't know. I've exploded my PC 3 times, and I'm not joking. Because there are so many images in this PowerPoint. And, yeah. How are you guys? Thank you for the 5 gift subs. What the heck? What the heck? Thank you for trying to pay for the damage that I've done to my bank account. I appreciate that. My ice cream book's out for delivery today? Wow, it's because I decided to stream. I'm wearing my gay shirt. Happy first day of Pride on Kiki, please. 30 months? Wow, that's almost 31 months. My nails do look cute. I have broken 2 of them. I fully expect lots of terrible slide transitions. Bad news. There are not a lot of terrible slide transitions on Google Slides. So I kind of gave up on slide transitions. I won't lie. Throughout this experience, I've discovered how much I hate Google Slides. But it's fine. Temu PowerPoint. Yeah, because the thing is, I wanted to be able to work on it wherever, so I decided to go for an online-based product. And, just have to make it in Keynote next time and export it as the appropriate file. Well... I could have probably, I don't know, do we have the Microsoft Suite on this computer? I have no idea. I honestly, what I should have done, instead of exploding my computer 3 times, is I should have just plugged an HDMI cable into my MacBook. And if I explode my computer again, then we'll do that. But as of right now, I'm seated. So we're not doing it. So I have a lot to share with the class. I made a 93 slide PowerPoint project. I slaved over it. It's mostly just pictures, and I'm gonna be lecturing over it. 93? Yeah. There were slightly fewer than 1,000 photographs taken on this trip that made it to our shared album. And hey, if we have time at the end, we'll play Tomodachi Life. We'll probably have time at the end. I can't imagine me actually yapping for that long. Thank you for the additional 5 gift subs. I don't think it knows what to do with the gift subs. I don't know who any of those people are. Because I don't have anybody who's a recent viewer. I'm glad I got BK though. Hi BK. I got work too. And her. Okay. Alright. What's recent? Yeah, Twitch is like, who is this? Who is this and why is she getting gift subs exactly?
Ooh,
Happy Pride Gay. Yeah. I also realized, because we went to Target. For a reason. We went to Target to get their store brand Gas X. Not for me. Emu in this bunch of hype train emotes? Let's go indeed. And the frog. And the breakfast bars. But they were remodeling, so I'm assuming all of their breakfast bars were in the back room. And I couldn't for the life of me find somebody who I was willing to ask to help me with that. So we just got Cliff Bars at the regular grocery store. Well, Bean had to take enough photos for the both of us. Bean did a good job. Target brand Gas X, aka Fartkit. See, listen, I have no problem with the Gas Xing. You did not send me every photo you took. I know, I noticed. There are other people in my family, though, who do have problem with the Gas Xing, and that's, you know, it's good for them because it's like fucking $15 for name brand Gas X. The Target brand one is $4. I am not rich. Okay. We have 2.5 minutes left to get to level 5 hype train, if you're so inclined. I also have some supplemental material in the form of pamphlets and tickets from places that we went. I also have some of the things that we purchased. I'm not sure if it's all of it. I mean, some of the non-food items that we purchased. I think it might be all of it. I don't have Bean's clothes. But we're gonna have to make do. I'm partially wearing my clothes. That's fine. You're allowed to wear your clothes. I got one article of clothing, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that very quickly, actually, because it was one of the first things I bought. Guys, I bought a black graphic tee. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked. All right. So, we did a part land, part sea tour of Japan. We went to... I should have had this number prepared. Kyoto. Nara. We flew into Osaka, but we did not spend any time there. So Kyoto, Nara, we went to Tokyo, we went to wherever the Hakone ropeway is, which is a separate place. I don't know if it's a town. That was the land tour portion of the vacation. Thank you guys so much. Hype train complete. Hype train success. What did I get? Football. What someone else's, okay, bye. Choo choo. And then we went to Hakodate, and we went to Niigata, and we went to... I'm trying to get them in order. I don't know if I can do it. Busan, South Korea, except we kind of did not go. We went to Nagasaki. We went to Kagoshima. We went to Kochi. And we went to Shimizu. Give me my frog! You don't get frog. And then we went back to Tokyo. Hello!
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
I guess it's time. Oh my god, why are you playing all the alerts again, you stupid slut? No, just some of them. That started with Octo. It started with Dengue. Alright, whatever. I was going to arrange this PowerPoint so that there was like a space for my face cam, and I just simply did not do that. So, you're gonna have to deal with that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That's my bad. We went to Japan for our honeymoon, and now you have to listen to me talk about it for the whole stream. Welcome to my stream where we talk about me. Will the slides be posted online? No. But I think I'm gonna highlight this. By the way, the weebs moving to Japan and realizing that Japan is an anime land and there isn't hundreds of women instantly falling in love with them, that's about me. That is about me. Anyway, we flew there on airplanes. For all 3 of the flights we took, was in the middle of the middle row, which was great. Loved that. Being for the first flight was in the middle of the left row. So he could kind of see out the window, which is what we're seeing in the first photograph. By the way, every photo in this PowerPoint was taken by me or Bean, unless otherwise noted. Okay, guys, I think we're in the cringe fail section of the Super Mario Sunshine. Okay. All right, that's appropriate, honestly. That's really appropriate. I think the second photo is from when we flew into Osaka, but I don't know for sure. It might, no, wait, hang on. No, that's Fuji. That's Fuji-san in the background. This is Tokyo. Listen, I like I said, could not see out the fucking window. So yeah, we flew there on airplanes. And then we got into a van and we drove to Kyoto. We got to Kyoto, I want to say at like 9 in the morning, Japan time. Which, by the way, okay, hang on, let me go back. Let me go back. We left the United States. Well, we were scheduled to leave at like midnight. Flight was delayed 2 hours. It's fine. Got to Tokyo only a half hour late because I don't know, maybe the pilot was one of those speedrunners. And then it was like an hour and a half that it took us to get to Kyoto. But obviously you can't check into a hotel at 9 in the morning. So we were kind of just set loose in the city. But we were walking and we had our heavy freaking backpacks on. Oh my god, thank you, Magnus. I muted alerts because they were replaying. Sorry. Hi, thank you so much for 23 months. And thank you everybody for the resubs. Well, during the hype train. I didn't thank you all individually. So thank you, Dengue, thank you, Anya, thank you, Ems, thank you, Ellie, thank you, Octo, thank you, Rubik's. I just imagined a pop. Okay. So, basically we just kind of walked around in the area where, we were staying, which we stayed at the Hotel Okura, I think is what it was called, Kyoto. And yeah, we went to the Nishiki market, which was very overwhelming. There were a lot of things there and we were very tired. A lot of street food, but there was also so much cute stuff. So there were a lot of cute little like chopstick rests. That's what these are. We did not get any chopstick rests because we were a little concerned about them arriving safely, but then we later bought something stupider than chopstick rests, but it's fine. Oh, I don't have those with me because they're in the kitchen. That's fine. That's fine. I do have huge muscly arms. How dare you? But yeah, it's like a huge like covered outdoor market, and like this is like an iconic picture of the area. And yeah, so I'm just gonna be popping in and out here, and we're gonna just, these are drinks. This is drinks. This is parfait. This is parfait. This is Bean's coffee. We went to a little dessert cafe and he got a coffee with an ice cream in it. And this is a peach parfait, I believe, with waffles and stuff. And this is, I don't know what it is. I really don't, I don't know. This was like 3 weeks ago. But you can kind of see the ingredients, right? Like there's chocolate and ice cream, and there's berries and chocolate and cream and marshmallows, and it was delicious. All I remember is that it was delicious. Is that okay? Because this was our lunch that first day in Kyoto. We also did have a pork costisando, but we did not take a picture of it. Which is fine, because it looked like a sandwich with katsu in it, you know? It was really good, though. It was probably the best. Yeah, no, definitely the best katsu I've ever had. And it was in bread. Next! We walked a lot. I think we walked like 3 miles or something that first day in Kyoto. We walked quite a bit after, you know, traveling and all that. But yeah, it was a very beautiful city. Every city we went to is a very beautiful city. I can't even say it was a very beautiful city. They're all fucking beautiful. I mean, look at this damn shit. Are you kidding me? Anyway, for dinner we were on our own, so we had Kyoto ramen. And if you've never seen this meme before, I'm really sorry. Is the gun included? No, actually, guns are super illegal in Japan. That's definitely not allowed. So yeah, we went, I don't know what the shop was called. I don't know what any of the shops were called. We didn't take a picture of what the shops were called. Sorry. We could try to figure it out. If you guys are going to Kyoto, I could try to figure it out for you. However, this is what it looked like. The beds! Yeah. This was our hotel room. I felt personally attacked. That we had 2 twin beds. They weren't even twin beds, actually. They were like slightly smaller than full beds. I think. They might have been full beds. Like the first time that I was able to sleep on my honeymoon. We did in fact sleep in different beds. We did not sleep in the same bed. The top picture is the view from our hotel room right before sunset. Unfortunately, we did have to go eat dinner. Because otherwise I think I would have fully passed out and not been resurrected until 5 a.m. the next morning. But yeah, the ramen on the left is what Bean and I got. Mine's on the bottom. They look very similar, but they tasted extremely different. The broths were totally different. And they were both really good, really delicious. I love ramen, and we should have ate more ramen, but we didn't. It's fine. And then there's just, you know, it's just an aesthetic shot on the right. It's nothing important. So yeah. We went down to the front desk because we were concerned, right? We were concerned because we booked this trip, right? And we now have the same last name. And we also traveled with Bean's parents. So we were a little concerned that perhaps the cruise line thought we were siblings. So we just went down to the front desk to be like, hey, is there any way that we could get one bed? No, celibacy. You brought the in-laws on your honeymoon? Incorrect. They brought themselves. I'm not in charge of them. So this hotel has, I think this breakfast is very expensive if it's not included in your fancy package. But this was the fancy breakfast that we got, Japanese style breakfast that was included. This says wow. So fancy. Hey, my brother and I were wondering. Shut up. The shishito pepper was awesome. Yeah, so pictured, I don't know what some of these things were. I don't know. The salmon was real, yes. The salmon was not photoshopped in. We have miso soup. That's a rolled omelet next to the salmon with ginger. The bowl was for rice. It could be Norwegian salmon. I'm pretty sure the price at that restaurant justified it. Wow, I was there? Why would you eat Norwegian salmon in the Pacific? Actually, Norwegian salmon put salmon on the map for Japan before, yeah. Salmon is the #1 fish consumed in Japan. Hi, my name is Kit Kate Plays. I am the girl that tried very, very hard not to fall asleep when the tour guides were talking on the bus. Yeah, before Norwegian salmon was introduced to Japan, tuna was the #1 fish in the country. This is some sort of savory custard. This is octopus on top with some assorted garnishes. This was some sort of like mayo salad. It was good. This is the little bait, white bait, I think is what it's called in English. It was fine. It didn't really taste like much. The mayo salad container thing looks annoying to clean properly. They have all the craziest little dishes in this country. I swear to God. Thank goodness I am not cleaning those because, wow. This is, eel. Yep, with garnishes. Nailed it. I don't remember what this is. I ate it. This was the second freaking day, you guys. I'm pretty sure underneath this was eggplant. Basically, every instance of eggplant that we had on this vacation was the best eggplant I've ever had in my life. I'm sorry that the salmon looks photoshopped, okay? It's real salmon, I swear. This is an umeboshi, which I tried for the first time, and I didn't like it per se, but I think I could like it. Do you know what I mean? While trying to be culturally respectful, that is so many dishes to wash for one person's meal. I agree, wholeheartedly. Yeah, can you just put it on one plate for me, please? I feel disrespectful. Anyway, that was fancy breakfast. It was good salmon. Anyway, so then we left, and this is the first part of our tour. We went to Sanju Songendo, which is a Buddhist temple. Should we start over the Super Mario Sunshine? Should we start over the Super Mario Sunshine, or should we do anything? Is there anything else? What if we did like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl? What if we did that? Shut up. Okay, I was already partway through that video. That's me, by the way. So fun thing about the first couple of things that we did, you couldn't actually take pictures in them. So this is me outside of the front of the group entrance of Sanju Sangendo. And the draw of this temple, I have a little pamphlet about it, is the freaking statues inside. There are 1,001 statues in here. Hand carved in cypress wood and painted gold. This picture we did not take because you weren't allowed to take pictures in there. Music is tiny bit loud. Okay. Okay. Well, it was very exciting. So I got this pamphlet. It says, let's see. The official name is Rengeo-in Temple, and the structure is registered as national treasure by the Japanese government. It was established by the powerful warrior politician Taira no Kiyomori in 1164. The original temple building was lost in a fire, but the building was reconstructed in 1266. The structure has remained unchanged for 700 years since then, with 4 great renovations during that period. The long temple hall, which is about 120 meters long, is made in the Wyo style architecture. As there are 33 spaces between the columns, this temple came to be called Sanju Sangendo, a hall with 33 spaces between columns. And that's the best picture that we had that like conveyed the scale of the building. Like, it's really big. It's so big. The building's been here for 1,000 years, except for when it burned down and when it was rebuilt 4 times. That's basically the story of every historic building in this country. I'm not gonna lie. It's basically everything. See, now I feel like it's too quiet. It was just, okay, hang on. It's really, I'm at the bottom of the YouTube volume slider where it's, you know. We'll try that. Okay. So yeah, that's where we were. The statues were crazy. Our guide was amazing, by the way. Our guide for the land tour, she was so cool. But she said that sometimes Japanese people will go to this temple specifically to try to find one of the statues that looks like their mother, and then pray to that one. I think she said usually after they've lost their mothers. Because they're all hand carved, so they all look slightly different. And I just think that's really cool. I think that's pretty freaking neat. Anyway, they had a garden outside. It says garden time behind me. That's good. That's gonna be like a common theme. There's a lot of gardens here, and we really like a Japanese garden. So there was a garden. It was gorgeous. That is sweet, right? It's just so cool. It's just so cool. Garden time again, but this time it's all about me. Basically, we walked into the garden and a butterfly landed on me and started trying to eat me. Not to brag or anything. Wow, the butterfly got to see a giraffe. Yeah. So, yeah, the butterfly, I could literally feel it like touching me with its proboscis through my sweater. It was so convinced that I was edible. Sadly for the butterfly, they don't eat people, so I got away free. And then this is me. Woo! Check out that spinning action. All right, so that was that. This is Nijo Castle, which I don't have a pamphlet for, but this also we weren't allowed to take pictures inside. This is the entrance gate for the castle, which you can see in the background. A little different from a Western castle. Pretty humble, pretty made of wood. Probably also burnt down. Is it a terrible PowerPoint after the amazing one is done? Is this like a warm-up? No, can't use it. It's terrible. Look, I did it in Comic's hands. Okay, so yeah, fucking crazy, intricately carved cypress everywhere. There was also a garden here, which was the only thing that we could photograph. So this is garden time. Yeah, garden time. It's fun. Temple too. I vote yay for weekly PowerPoint streams. I don't have time for that. This took me so long. This is the Tenryuji temple. Psych! It was more garden time. We couldn't take pictures inside again. Actually, we didn't have access to most of the inside of this one. Yeah, we did do a lot of non-garden viewing, and if you want to see pictures of these places, you're gonna have to look them up on the internet because we were not allowed. This is, well, the first temple and this temple are both still being actively used. That guy's smart glasses are the same brand as my TV, yeah. So this was the garden and my shoes, yeah. There were a lot of spots like this in various temple gardens or castle gardens. But like people basically could flip coins into them, and if they got it into the ring, then their wish would come true was the idea. Apparently they don't care so much about putting pennies in fountains in Japan because there was nothing that was like, don't do this, because there were a lot of people doing it. There were a lot of people doing it. Yeah, these are frogs. Anya, they're frogs. Yeah. Yeah. So, then we walked from this temple, to, oh wait, Tenryuji Temple. I do have a pamphlet for this one. Right? This is what it looks like. This currently the head temple of the Tenryuji branch of Rinzai Zen Buddhism. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know shit about Buddhism. I'm so sorry. Established in 1339 by the shogun Ashikaga Takauji in memory of Emperor Go-Daigo, who died in Yoshino following the civil war that brought the Ashikaga family to power. The eminent Zen master Muso Soseki was appointed the temple's founding abbot. So that's sort of what this is about. It was cool. There were just so many beautiful things to look at everywhere. Most of this is in Japanese. Most of this is in Japanese. But then we walked from here to the Sagano Bamboo Forest, which is fantastic. It was fantastic. I don't know. There were a lot of people here, so it was really difficult to get pictures with no people in them. Wait, guys, I forgot. I was gonna show you the things we bought as I got them. But then I didn't. But the only thing I've purchased thus far in the trip was this. Literally. Wow. Item pickup noise. It's a Hunter x Hunter tee from fucking Uniqlo. But it has my girl on it. That's my girl, bro. It has Aruka and Nanika from Hunter x Hunter. And I think that's just fabulous. So I had to buy a black graphic tee from Uniqlo while we were in Japan. That's my girl. Anyway, the bamboo forest was gorgeous. Basically, we were able to go in here alone. This was like one of our first times where she was like, yeah, just go off, do your own thing. We'll meet up later. Which we kind of did in the garden in the first place, but like, you know, we were in a garden in a specific location. But we found these fucking stairs in the middle of the bamboo forest. And when we couldn't see where they went, so we were like, let's just go up the stairs. It was, we were so sweaty after this. I was wearing a cardigan. So yeah, we walked up these stairs and we got to the top, and basically there was a hiking trail at the top. So, were the stairs made of bamboo? No, just wood. Just wood. Sorry, you know, the nose blowing has to happen. It has to happen. Anyway, perplexed. Oh shit, okay, hang on, let me go back. I didn't realize that was the last picture I had from this area. But basically, then we walked around a bit. I thought I had a map from this. I guess we got rid of it. But there was a whole area that we walked around here that was super cute. There were a bunch of stores that sold souvenirs. We didn't get anything from those stores, but we did get a yuzu soda float, which was delicious. It was delicious. And I'm a big proponent of doing ice cream floats in every soda possible. I did a lot of cherry Pepsi floats because why not? A Coke float, like come on now. But a yuzu soda float, that was amazing. It was amazing and I loved it. And anyway, then we went here. Kinkakuji. We also got these at some point. I think they're from Kyoto. I can't remember. I think they were from a shrine, but I don't know. They're like for good luck. Good health, I think she said. I can't read. I love all things yuzu as well. Uh-huh. So this you've probably seen before. You've never had an ice cream float? Ridiculous. So apparently Kinkakuji is not even what it's originally called. It's called Rokuanji. This is also a Zen temple of the Shokokuji school of Rinzai Buddhist denomination. I don't know anything about Buddhism. I'm sorry. Don't fill it with root beer. Fill it with something good. This area used to be the Saionji family's villa. In 1397, Yoshimitsu, the third shogun of Ashikaga shogunate, took it over and built the Kiriyama Palace, centering around the golden stupa. Stupa? What's a stupa? Kinkaku. When the Kiriyama Palace was founded, it was the center of politics and culture and was used to welcome the emperors of Japan and trading partners from China. After he passed away, it became a temple according to his will. And it still retains the atmosphere of those days. It definitely has burned down. They didn't say it in the pamphlet, but I saw it on the Wikipedia page. This burned down in the 20th century and they rebuilt it completely from the ground up. If you want to look at pictures of it being burnt out, I would suggest the Wikipedia article. But the really crazy thing about this building that I did not know is that it is individual little tiny sheets of gold leaf. Why did they do that? That's crazy. You can see them in this photo. If you look real hard, if you put it on your TV, individual little tiny squares of gold leaf. How? Anyway, these were other things in the garden area surrounding Kinkakuji. There was another throw your coins spot. This time, no frog. This time, no frog. We saw a cool dragonfly, though. So, I guess there probably should have been a frog. Anyway, then we had a traditional Japanese dinner, which we took photos of most of the courses here. Not all of them. This was like a 9-course meal. Let me go to my... I'm gonna go to my whole album and I'm gonna look. Alright, if you like root beer, you could do root beer. I don't mind root beer. I just think other sodas taste better. Can you open this, please? Okay. Alright, so our first course at this meal was Napa cabbage greens and yuba and light dashi, kettle boiled whitebait with wakame and grated daikon, baked new potatoes with cheese, zucchini dressed with fermented bonito sauce, lotus fruit, miso glazed eggplant, and stuffed cabbage roll. Which I guess was this. Yeah, definitely this. Then we had the soup course. Clear broth with sea urchin tofu fish cake, iris root udo, young corn, and kinome leaf. I love baby corn. One thing about me, baby corn's the best food they've ever invented. The sea urchin tofu fish cake was interesting. I think I ate all of it. They were all pretty small courses, so it was pretty easy to get through. Then we have the sashimi course, which I think is this one. Yeah. Baby corn's great. I keep forgetting to use it more. I love baby corn. But there's only 2 people in my house that like baby corn, so I don't usually have it at home. But when Bean gets something with baby corn in it, I get extra baby corn. Anyway, yeah, this sashimi was sea bream, bonito, and squid, served with traditional garnishes. So yeah, that's that. I don't think I'd ever had sea bream before. I liked everything though. Bottom left is a pasted picture with a white background you forgot to Photoshop out. Come on. No! It's not. Okay, so we definitely didn't take a picture of the next course, which was simmered flounder with nagaimo, iris-shaped wheat gluten, snap peas, and yuzu, which was also very good. But then the next thingy is the... No, wait, hang on. We also didn't take a picture of the next course. which was grilled greenling fish with plum and scallions and salt steamed duck. Everything was good, okay? Except I didn't like the dessert very much, but that's fine. I liked every other dessert I had in this country. This is the fried dish, which is why it's on a white piece of paper, because that's what they do with fried stuff in Japan. It's white shrimp kakiage fritter with mitsuba, served with rock salt. This little plate here has salt on it. I didn't hate it. I just don't really like pineapple. And then we had the vinegar course, which is kombu cured pen shell scallop with new onion, wakame, radish, celery vinegar, and chervil. I think that's how you say that. I don't know what that is, but I ate it, probably. And then for dessert, we had a pineapple gelée, which apparently went really well with the sake. Can't remember. I don't like sake very much. And we only could pick one drink for this, and I picked a white wine. Chervil is an herb related to parsley. Now you know. And we also had a show at dinner that night. We had, so you are used to hearing these people called geishas, right? In Kyoto, they call them geiko, and we didn't actually see a geiko. We saw a maiko, which is a geiko in training. So they're really young, but she was very talented, and she did 2 dances for us, and the woman on the right-hand side was the musician, and she, I think, is also an apprentice. Pineapple. It feels like it would be a very cake fruit. It's sweet, colorful, and can be used as a weapon. I just don't like the flavor. Did they have a gecko doing commercials for them? Boo! This is about being gay. Geiko. Maiko. Anyway, that's me and being that night with the Maiko-san. Yeah. Next, Nara. So I don't know what you guys know about Nara, but there's a couple of these. In the area. Just around, you know? One of these things is not like the others. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Our guide made us a little hand-drawn map so that we wouldn't get lost, by the way. And this is a map of the Toraiji Temple, which is the next place we went, which is right next to the deer park. This one we could take pictures inside of. This is a very famous Buddhist temple that has a very famous festival happen at it for the New Year's. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So these are some of the outer gates on the left-hand side. I can't remember. I don't know. There were so many people here. And this is the main building that is the temple. And this here is the window that the Buddha statue looks out from. It's so big, you guys. It's impossible to convey how freaking large this statue is. It's so big. You walk in there, it's the only thing. It's the only thing that exists. This here is a bronze lantern statue. I know you can barely see it, but you could see it here, kind of. It's here. It's also large, right? So this apparently this is made out of Chinese coins because they didn't know how to do the steps to get the bronze. But once they had the bronze, they knew how to cast the bronze, is what I understood from the story that was told to us. I try my very best to listen to the tour guide. So it's made from Chinese coins, allegedly, and they formed it into a lantern. And I thought that was pretty freaking neat. So there's this statue. On Wikipedia, it said that just the body of the statue on its own is 18 meters tall. Which is a lot. That's a lot of meters. I don't know if you guys know anything about meters, but that's quite a few meters. Yeah. And these statues on the side are significantly smaller. There are 2 of these on the sides. And here are some people for scale. So, you know, they're pretty big. This temple has also burnt down, I think, twice. I think they burnt it down twice. And by they, I mean, one of the times I think was Civil War, and the other time it was the lightning. Which is funny because they have these thingies. They have these thingies on the top of the roof, and they're like supposed to. And the roof tiles, by the way, all have like little water symbols on them to try to prevent them from burning down. But they did in fact build everything out of cypress trees, so they did in fact burn down a lot. They frequently they burnt down. Yeah, so this guy's head pokes out of this window here, and he's sitting on these huge freaking lotus petals, and each of the lotus petals is probably taller than me, and I'm 7'3", so just for reference. At least they felt like they were taller than me. And this was some like outside shots of the park surrounding. And then, very close by, this is the first shrine that we went to. So this is the Casca Taisha shrine. And they have these iconic stone lanterns, and also my face was next to them once, which was also very iconic of me, if I do say so myself. Here's me also posing iconically with a deer statue. Yeah, this shrine was cool. It was mostly just about feeding deer crackers, to be honest. We did not feed deer crackers because there were so many people feeding deer crackers that you really didn't need to buy the deer crackers yourself. But yeah, it was cool. There was a little ritual that happened. Their ritual space is outdoors at that shrine. And we got to watch the procession of some performers coming in. We didn't take pictures of them. And they were asking for the shrine priest's blessing for their performance, which was so cool. The Smash Bros. Cape pick, that's me. Oh yeah, and then we left. It says later underneath me. 1 Shinkansen ride later. So we actually got... Did I have them here? Where did I put these earrings? Uh-oh, panic. I put the earrings somewhere dumb. No, I didn't. No, they're here. 1 Shinkansen ride later. Yes, that's right. We rode the bullet train and didn't take any pictures. Because obviously we didn't take this one. We did go past Mount Fuji on our way from Kyoto station to the station we went to in Tokyo. However, she was hiding. She was hiding. But I bought these little earrings. Can you log in? Can you focus, please? Whatever. Oh, here we go. At the Shinkansen station in Kyoto, which are super cute, and I love them. So cute. And then Bean and I literally spent the whole Shinkansen ride talking about what Japanese words we knew. We were entertaining ourselves. I don't know. It was cool though. It was a really cool train, and we were looking out the window the whole time, but we did not take out our phones. Okay. Sorry, all of this is in its packaging, and everything is so wrapped. Okay. Living in the moment? I know, I'm sorry. We should have been taking pictures. But then anyway, so we got to our hotel, which we stayed at kind of a fancy hotel in Tokyo. Honestly, both of the hotels we stayed in were really fancy, and I don't think I ever would have booked them myself. I need to drink water, actually. Hang on. Okay, so this was the Hotel Grand Nikko, I think it was called, in Odaiba in Tokyo. And we got our dinner on the 30th floor of the hotel, and it was included. It was a prefix menu. So we had, let me see. We took pictures of the menu here. I know we did. Okay, here we go. Meatloaf with salad. You know, I don't think I ever would have described this as meatloaf. Personally, it was kind of more like a thick cut salami moment. But I get what they were going for. It was served cold. It was very tasty. I ate, I think, literally everything on my plate for every course. This was an onion soup. It was like a French onion soup, but without the cheese, basically. This rockfish was so good. It was so freaking good. This was, frite of rockfish with onion sauce. That was probably my favorite thing on this menu. It was so good. The sauce was amazing. I don't usually get to have onions, so I might be a little biased, but it was really good. Okay, and then this was grilled Australian beef loin with salsa sauce, which was probably the worst thing on the menu, but it was still very good. And then it just says today's dessert platters. So I guess they're relying on me to remember what we were freaking served. Okay, hang on. Let me think with my brain. We got here, this was peach. This was some sort of like jelly peach cake thing. This was yuzu, I'm pretty sure. Like a yuzu cheesecake, maybe? Every single dessert here was fantastic. And this was just a white chocolate cake. Oh no, this was white chocolate cheesecake. This was just a yuzu cake. It's coming back to me. And this was like tea flavored roll with cream moment. Yeah. That's what happened. That's what Bean looked like. This is what Tokyo looked like. I shouldn't have come back. I shouldn't have come back. I should have showed you Tokyo. I like that shirt too. I think he looks fabulous. Bean has so many nice shirts. Well, he has to look good with me and my nice dresses. Yeah, I took this one on my phone, so you can tell it's kind of lower quality. But anyway, he took a picture of me taking the picture, so you can see how much nicer his phone camera is. The other interesting thing that happened while we were up in this restaurant on the 30th floor of this skyscraper there was an earthquake, like, quite a ways away. My mom texted me about it. Let me see. I'm trying to... Because she texted us about it, like, days later, and we were like, what are you talking about? Where is the chat? Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, a 6.7 in Ofinato, Japan. Which is quite a distance away from Tokyo. I don't think we would have felt this earthquake if we hadn't been on the 30th floor of this building, but it was very minimal, the shaking that we experienced. It was so cool though. I don't know. Cool to have been to an earthquake in Japan that was not frightening. You know? Just Japan things, exactly. Yeah, we thought that it might have been the wind because there was literally there was a card in our hotel room that was like, hey, this is a tall building and it's kind of windy today, so you might experience some movement from the building. Just the right amount of earthquaking. Right, exactly. Californian going to Japan for their earthquakes. Okay. Well, we don't get earthquakes here. Then, the next day, we went to the Meiji Shrine. And this is the outside of Meiji Shrine. Pretty much everywhere we went, there were like, there's either like a lot of walking space on hiking trails, or there's a lot of hiking space on, or walking space on sidewalks. This place had a lot of hiking trails. Meiji Shrine has a lot of area to walk around in, and I wish we had had a chance to, because that seemed like it would have been really peaceful and awesome. But we just hit the top tourist spots, which is the wall of empty sake and wine barrels. And of course the shrine itself. Meiji Shrine was cool though, because we went to a ritual. We were in attendance at a ritual, and I actually managed to sit on my knees for the whole ritual, and I'm very proud of myself. Can everybody just have a moment for my knees? It was great. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we went to a Shinto ritual. It was very cool. There was a baby there for their... It was meant to clap. It's okay. It's fine. There was a baby there celebrating its 100 days. Sorry, I say it. I don't know what kind of baby it was. Its 100th day of being a baby, which was cool. There was also in the ritual before ours a little 3-year-old girl, because they celebrate 3 years and 5 years for girls and 5 and 7 for boys, just because, you know. Somebody asked one of the tour guides why they did that, and they were like, because children used to die. Which was a little crazy, but you know. Baby celebrating its 100th day sober, damn. But that was very cool, and they gave us little cookies at the end, which, aside from being blessed by a Shinto priest, were probably about a 3.5 out of 10. Good job not dying, little homie. Exactly. Exactly. They were like little pink chrysanthemums, and they had an extremely chalky texture. If it weren't for the hint of sugar, I would have sworn I was eating chalk, but the hint of sugar brought me up to a 3.5. And the blessing was very good. Thank you for the blessing. So, you know, the Meiji Shrine has a lot of history. I don't know if you know anything about Japan. If you don't know anything about Japan, maybe you should watch History of Japan by Bill Wirtz. But Meiji Jingu is a Shinto shrine. Shinto is called Japan's ancient and original religion and is deeply rooted in the way of Japanese life. It has no founder, no holy book, and not even the concept of religious conversion. But Shinto values, for example, harmony with nature and virtues such as Magokoro, which means sincere heart. In Shinto, some divinity is found as kami, divine spirit, or it may be said that there is an unlimited number of kami. You can see kami in mythology, in nature, and in human beings. You can see kami. From ancient times, Japanese people have felt awe and gratitude towards such kami and dedicated shrines to many of them. Meiji Jingu is dedicated to the divine souls of Emperor Meiji and his consort Empress Shoken. But their tombs are in Kyoto. They don't exist here. I am saying all this from memory. I paid attention to the tour guides and didn't fall asleep at all. I did fall asleep, but I really tried not to fall asleep. Yeah, Magnus is used to die. Congratulations on passing 10,000 days alive. Ah! Yeah, so this was, you know, for Emperor Meiji, which if you don't know anything about Emperor Meiji, have you heard of the Meiji Restoration? Have you heard of the Meiji Restoration? Every single tour guide told us about the Meiji Restoration, so I'm not going to tell you about the Meiji Restoration. You can Google it. Then, we went to Asakusa. I've heard of Meiji chocolate. Close enough. They were having, it just so happened to be the weekend for the Sanjabatsuri Festival, which is one of the, if not the biggest festival in Japan. And apparently, according to Wikipedia, between 1.5 and 3 million people visit Asakusa over the 3 days of the festival to go to the festival. So, basically, we were supposed to tour the shrine. We did not. We, in fact, yeah, that's a lot of people. We walked in there, our tour guide was like, yeah, I think I want to still tour the shrine. And then we walked about 10 feet closer and she was like, no, just go on your own. Just enjoy the festival. So yeah, basically during the Sanjabatsuri Festival, there are a bunch of these, you can see here, these small shrines that they carry around. These are being carried like emperors, basically, through the crowds, and they're just shaking them. There's another one all the way back here, but they had one every, like, I don't know, 50 feet or so, and, like, basically the people who live in Asakusa can volunteer to, like, carry it. And they were chanting, and they were having a great time, and everybody was trying to film them. It was really cool. There was street vendors selling food in the whole, like, this whole area was filled with food. There was so much fried food. It smelled amazing. I've never been to a festival that smelled so good. It was so cool. And, like, you know, I'm not the type of person that's like, I want to go to New York City for New Year's Eve. But, oh my god, being at this festival was such a good vibe. It was such a good vibe. Never before has that many people smelled so good. And it was, look how sunny it was. It was hot. It was toasty day in Tokyo. This is a neighborhood in Tokyo, by the way. Oh, wait. I need to show you guys before we leave. I gotta show you guys my wallet. I got a new wallet. Look at my new wallet. It's so cute. So we got this at a vendor in Asakusa that does hand-painted leather wallets. So we did pay a bit of a pretty penny for this, but I do think it was fucking worth it. This is the most expensive thing that we got on the whole trip. So it is so me, right? But it was so cute. The shop is called Bunkoya Ozeki. Very cute. We were walking down one of the side streets in Asakusa and I was like, we gotta go, Bean. We gotta go in there. And little did I know, they had even more stuff inside. They had like drawers and drawers of stuff that you could open. I just thought it was the stuff that you could display, and then the guy came up to me and he was like, hey, you can open the drawers. And I was like, you can what? And we found this and it's awesome. So it has space for coins, which I got a coin for my sister. Well, it's not really a coin, it's just kind of copper that got mushed into a shape. We got this at the airport. So when we left. So this is a way later souvenir, but I didn't know where else to put it, so. She collects those crushed penny thingies that you can turn into shapes and stuff. But there's so much room for activities. I got a trifold, and there's room for my $5 bills. And there's another pocket in there too, look. Wow, wow, wee, wow. So cute. I really do think I have like $5 in there. Yeah, so that's what I got in Asakusa. Then we went to Ginza. They dropped us off in Ginza. If you don't know Ginza, which I didn't really know Ginza, it is like the fanciest shopping district in Tokyo. So there's like 8 straight blocks that turn into like full walking area. Like they close the streets for the weekends, and we happened to be here on the weekend. So we got to walk around in the streets. There are so many department stores. There are so many designer brands. And it was really overwhelming. A wallet that costs your entire wallet. I could have gotten a wallet that cost my entire wallet in Ginza, but instead I got a very cute one for less than that. That was hand-painted. It wasn't that pretty of a penny. So, basically we walked around for a little bit and we're like, let's get lunch. So we went to a tempura place. This tempura place was so fucking good, you guys. We went in, this elevator straight off the street into the underground. And it opens up, like, into this tiny little corner, and you walk around the corner and that's the whole restaurant. There is one table that seats 4 people and a bar, which is where we sat, that looks at the cooks as the chefs as they cook the tempura. It was so good. It was so good. I gotta blow my nose again. I've been talking too much. You probably did find it. Yes, don't show again. I'm gonna open an external link. $189. See, it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. For a leather wallet? Whoa, where'd my shit go? Technical difficulties. Was that in the same window? I'm gonna cry. I could have spent way more on a wallet at any of the other places there. Oh yeah, it just like straight up killed my PowerPoint. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. All right, hopefully this doesn't explode my computer. Please don't explode my computer. Loading all the images. Been using a hand-me-down wallet for 20 years. Good for you. My wallet was falling apart, so I got a new wallet. Anyway, this is shrimp tempura. This is miso soup again, pickled cucumber and rice and green tea and tempura sauce. And I think this was ginger or radish. I can't remember. Most expensive one is like $360. Yeah. Yeah. Leather, man. Bean got this little fish guy. I didn't get that one. He got a way bigger lunch than me. I was like, I know I can't eat that much. This was an oyster mushroom and zucchini, I think. And then this was tom cha, which is rice and shrimp tempura steeped in green tea, which is apparently, according to a guy we talked to, kind of like a new fun thing the kids are doing in Tokyo. But it was pretty good. Bean liked it more than me, but I'm not as much of a fan of tea. And then we had a little taiyaki. That was the only one we had the whole trip, and it was really good. It was so good. And then I left my fucking Invisalign at the restaurant, and they closed in between lunch and dinner. So we stayed in Ginza for a minute. And we went to this little cafe after we walked around, went to a couple other department stores, decided no, we weren't going to spend thousands of dollars in Ginza. This was another basement restaurant. And Invisalign going straight into the fryer. But the thing is, there were a lot of little black dishes on the table, and my Invisalign container is a little round black thing. So yeah. Anyway, we got this chocolate cheesecake thing. No, chocolate ganache, chocolate mousse cake. Yeah. At this little cafe in another little basement in Ginza. Invisalign being hand painted and sold back to you for $236. Dude, I was crashing out about it. I was so upset about it, and I really shouldn't have been. I was upset for like 2 hours about it until we got it back. I was upset. I was feeling really normal that day, I guess. And then we got, this was Bean's chocolate chocolate coffee. And this was my hot chocolate. And these were the hottest drinks in the world. I have never received a drink that was hotter than this. You could not pick them up for about 15 minutes. They were so good though. They were so fucking good. Like, look at the cream on top of these drinks. Like, are you kidding me? They were so good. Why can't things be tasty and delicious in this country? Why do we have to go to Japan to experience a fucking hot chocolate? I don't know. This drink is 2 things. 1, hot. 2, chocolate. Exactly. But anyway, after, you know, a half hour of sitting there and waiting for them to come up to temperature and almost eating the entire slice of cake between the 2 of us before we even touched our drinks, they were very delicious. They were really delicious. Giraffe break! The anticipation enhances the flavor. Yeah. I don't know what these were. None of these things are things that I purchased, by the way. They were just things that had giraffes on them. I'm assuming these were like kind of like animal crackers. I don't know. I didn't get them. This water bottle was like 40 bucks. And I was so tempted to buy it, but I have a giraffe water bottle already. So I did not do it. This was just something we drove past. I don't know where it was. It was in Tokyo. Other than that, I don't know. But schley. This mug. Sorry, gotta just give you the full effect here. It's slightly more cursed than my current giraffe mug. The exact bottle was the first result for giraffe water bottle. It's dying, yeah. They're not cheap. Yeah, $32. It was probably more expensive because of where we were. Bean said no. Okay, apparently. Hi, kitty. Kona's here. Hang on. Back to where we were. This is my current giraffe mug, by the way. Hang on. Oh, 32 CAD? Oh, so it's cheaper than that. Well, it was like 40 bucks at the shop I went to. Maybe I will buy it from the internet. I don't know. Way cuter. Let me show you the last giraffe thing, and then I'll show you my cat, Kona. This, I still want. I still want that. Hi, buddy. You're a good boy. It's a music box, so it sings and spins. And it has a giraffe playing a cello? I don't know. So cute. Yeah, I might purchase that. I don't know. Anyway. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, not. That. Sorry, there was a little sticker on the ground that he was trying to eat. He said, no, I was not trying to eat it. Do you want to say hi to your friends? You want to do tricks? Found it. Dude, Magnus is doing all the research here. Yeah. Yeah, let's have some treats. Ready? Get it! See, I feel like $80 is appropriate for that music box. Did you get it? Good boy. Also on Amazon. Gross. He did not think I was gonna throw that high. Ready? Oh, nice try, bud. You wanna run? is your tail puffed? When did his tail get puffed? Don't know what happened. Boink. Alright, you wanna do one more jump? That wasn't a jump. Did you get it? Did it go behind the door? Yeah, you got it. You got it. Ready? Good jumping! Alright, one more. Crazy cat. Well done. Done. Okay. Wanna say hi to your friends? No, I wanna eat the cardboard on the ground. That's what I wanna do. Here he is. Hi! Ooh. Okay. Okay, come on. You need to say hi to Kiwi. Of course, I have a black chair, but. Come on. You're so bad at this. There's a cat one. I wonder how about the shipping is on this website. Oh, that is a really cute one. It's sangria. Huh. I have not noticed that you guys do that. Oh, are you having trouble? Oh, no, you want the door. Okay, well, if you're gonna stay, that's fine, but don't look pathetic next to the door. Because I know you know how to open it. Oh, Azuki's here. That's why he was sitting by the door. Hi, Zook. Azuki. Come here. Hi, Zook. Alright, I think he's just gonna explore the closet, so I don't know if you're gonna see him. Anyway, that was the giraffe break and the cat break combined. So here we are. And then, you know, just some shots of Tokyo. Tokyo Tower, and then this was the stop at Ginza. Like we were on the train station and took that picture. And then this was in Odaiba. There was like an illumination show going on or something. It was very cool. There were all these lit up projects on this huge like elevated walkway in Odaiba. I don't know. Also, this Gundam. We just, you know, happened to be there for it. This was probably like 40 feet tall, I think they said it was. Outside of this shopping mall. And yeah, there were a lot of people there just to take pictures of the Gundam. So that was pretty cool. No, maybe it was celebrating the 40th anniversary of that store being open. I don't know how tall it was. It was pretty tall. And this was our dinner because we ate the tempura and we ate the cake with the hot chocolate and the coffee, so we weren't really that hungry, so we just went to a 7-Eleven. And we got some snacks, and then we didn't even eat all of them. So we got, oh, you can kind of see what they are. Beef, pork, and onion and curry onigiri. Are you guys good? What is going on back there? It's supposed to be all about me. Can you try not to kill your brother, please? Thank you. This one, let's see, what does it say? Something, carrot, and something. I don't know. This one was good too. It had, did it have chicken in it? I can't remember. Oh no, it says fried tofu, I think, on the bottom. I don't know. We got another katsu sando. I didn't even end up eating my half. These were nori seasoned chips, and these we didn't even eat until we were on the cruise ship. They were, I don't know, consomme flavored chips, I think. Peachy soda apu. These were good. They were really chewy, which is apparently what this scale means. Apparently the 1 is the most soft gummy and 5 is the hardest gummy. Which, yeah, those were good. The curry bread we also ate later, but was good. So I literally, for dinner that night, had like a little bit of melon soda, half of 2 onigiri, and half of a bag of chips. What are you doing? Why? What's the big idea? You got treats. Do you have to beat the shit out of your brother? Not only are you sleeping like a college student, you are also eating like one. Okay, so in Tokyo, I didn't say, our Tokyo hotel room did have 2 beds that were pushed together. Audio and webcam out of sync. I don't think so. Are other people having this issue? Okay. I am actually having no issues after my computer exploding 3 times this morning. All right, see you when you restart your browser. Bye, have fun. Yeah, they were 2 beds pushed together, which is the same as it is for the cruise. However, the difference between this hotel and the cruise is, for some reason at this hotel, they made the beds separately. Oh, you guys are having desync issues too. That's weird. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, so we had 2 beds made up as 2 beds pushed together. Yeah, I would assume it's Twitch's end, which is weird because that was an issue that I was having when my computer was exploding. I'm sorry about Twitch. Twitch would never break. It's just weird that it's the same issue as before. Anyway, so then the next day we went to the mountain. This was just on the way there. But wait, first, we went to the Hakone Open Air Museum, which was cool. It was basically like an outdoor sculpture museum. And there were a bunch of sculptures, and it was outside. Wow, 1350 milliseconds, huh? That's kind of annoying. I'm sorry about that. Just try not to look at my face. I can get rid of my camera. But yeah, there was this statue of this, I don't know, they were smiling and crying, and there was a big fried egg, and there was this thing that you could go down into, and there were kids playing in here, and yeah. And these things, I now see the delay and can't unsee it. Okay. So it's everybody, sounds like. I can get rid of my camera. Could be from you hiding and unhiding the webcam over and over again. I don't think that should affect it. I've been cursed with knowledge. No. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Did that help? Did that fix it? Because in my OBS, it does not look delayed. Anyway, these little cushion thingies were actually soft. Neither of us were expecting them to be soft. There were these little colorful beans on the lawn, and we sat in them, and they were soft. So that was cool. And that egg is Kate side up. You're so right. But yeah. I don't know, it was an art museum. They also had a Pablo Picasso exhibit that you weren't allowed to take pictures of. That was all inside. And then we had lunch at a buffet. All the lunches that I've been skipping, we had at buffets. This was the worst lunch that we had at a buffet, I think. But it was still pretty good. It was still pretty good. This was like a entirely stained glass tower in the art museum that had panoramic views of the surrounding valleys. Very cool. Very fun. It was probably like 3 stories, the tower, because we had to walk up a spiral staircase on the inside to get up there. Behold, a man. Yeah, I know. I just thought that you wanted to see it again. Hopefully I don't get banned on Twitch for that. And then we actually started going up the Hakone Roadway, which is, I think, the only legal way to get views of Mount Fuji right now. I think you can't go up Mount Fuji until like August or something? July? Because it's too dangerous and people die up there. But there is a cable car, they call it a ropeway in Japanese, that we took from basically the shore of the lake. We were probably, I don't know, like 100 meters away from the shore of the lake here. This is Lake Ashi, which we will go on later. And you can see the mountain from there. It is being called a ropeway in Englishese. It's just not it's not a phrase that I feel like most English-speaking people use. So I don't know why they use it. The direct translation. But this is what it looked like up top. It was cool. There were a lot of stairs still, despite the fact that we took a cable car to the top. There was a toppier top. This was the view out to the north, I think this is. So, this is actually facing Tokyo. Tokyo is like over here in the haze. It was a very hazy day. Bright blue, clear skies, but a lot of humidity. Though it was quite cool up here. It was very, high up. This is a different town. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember. But there was a shrine at the top of the mountain. There's also, you know, this burned into the mountain, this character. It was cool. There were cairns. People built cairns. Stuff. This is Mount Fuji. Now, I want you to keep in mind what Mount Fuji looks like right now because we're gonna see her again later. And she is looking a lot less snowy. That's me! Oh man, no, this is cute. You have to see it. People built cairns? Yeah. Ask Ellie, she knows all about it. That's us on the top of the mountain. Fuck cairns. Yeah, these were actually, these cairns were actually in like a enclosed area on top of the mountain. Yeah, they were not disrespectful. It is crazy how few people seem to understand what cairns are for. But yeah, that's what the mountain looked like. My dumb ass is covering it again. I really did this to myself. Whatever. You don't get the privilege of my visage anymore. Look at her. Fuji-san. Oh, whoa. And then these are the views that we had of like Ashi from the top of the mountain. Apparently, by the way, this mountain that we went up is about half the height of Fuji-san. That's what we look like. I don't know what the ghost is. Don't worry about the ghost, probably, okay? And then we went on Lake Ashi. So Lake Ashi is used to be a river, and then it got dammed by a volcanic eruption that created debris that, you know, blocked the river. So now it is, this whole crater is filled with water up there, which is super cool. Oh my god, Raiders, hi!
That's gonna be a problem. See, we don't have any money.
Hi, Raiders! I'm here. I'm just giving a presentation right now.
This is making fun of you.
I'm back!
See the difference?
The face reveal, jump scare. Hi. Hi, Raiders! How was your stream ready? Let me give you a shout out. What were you playing today? I love a good PowerPoint presentation. I'm just showing everybody everything that I did on my honeymoon in Japan. We had such a wonderful time. Welcome to KK Season 2. We're gonna be starting Tears of the Kingdom soon. I'm KK and I play games. We're trying to play every single game in the Legend of Zelda series, but you know, we're getting there. Tears of the Kingdom is a big one. I did get married. It says in my about now, married to the Rubiks. I got married! You guys have to be following Riddy. If you're not following Riddy, I'm not sure what you're doing with your life. Hi, Nom. Hi, Leoric. Hi, Jen. Hi, Lantern. Nope, that's Ian. Ian-ternet. So sorry. Your name is very hard to read against Black, but that's okay. We still love you. Fox in sock. Just one. It was a lovely day. It was a lovely day, yes. You were playing Tears of the Kingdom about an hour ago? Nice. I think we're gonna play Stray before we play Tears of the Kingdom because I have to set up my bingo for Tears of the Kingdom. I have to make sure my bingo's good, which nobody has put any bingo suggestions in the bingo channel in Discord, so can you please do that? Raiders, before I lose you to my rambling, please watch this.
What did I do yesterday? I played D&D. I folded. I'm a boring bitch.
Oh my god!
Put the spikes up his ass.
Wait!
This one's me.
I figured it out. I'm so good at gaming.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Fuck yeah.
You guys want to see some fascinating behavior?
Based on this evidence, I think that Link probably has 5 balls.
Oh, I'll pay top rupees for your junk. Promise?
Why is she getting that close to me?
2 people can be inside me at once. It's almost like I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm extremely careful. Oh, fuck.
She's so normal. Wow, a normal girl.
That was the most stressful shit that's ever happened to me. Why were my audio sources are in a different order than normal? The trailer has audio lag for you. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's happening. I could try restarting the stream. So apparently the OBS update reorganized my audio sources. That was so stressful because usually I have desktop audio and then channel trailer and then microphone. Now it seems way better. Okay. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something about it. You updated OBS? Wow, rookie mistake. I've always been updating OBS the whole time. I don't usually have any issues with it. I don't know what's happening to my throat. I'm not used to talking this much, I think. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. Normal streamer things, yeah. Hey, at least like the audio sounds normal, it's just delayed. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like once again, you guys, please go follow Ready Crash. It's always a good time over there. It's like a party in a Twitch stream. Audio not delayed on this scene, but was delayed for the channel trailer. Confused. Confused! Not sure what's going on there. But anyway, we were on Lake Ashi. I can bring my camera back and see if it's still delayed here. Are we still having delay here? Whoa, a boat. Yeah, that's not the boat we went on, actually. Apparently, that boat I saw on Wikipedia also does do sightseeing tours on Lake Ashi, which we kind of just took a ferry, I'm pretty sure. Seems fine now? Okay, cool. All right, so we just get to watch the channel trailer anytime the audio gets delayed. So yeah, this is a crater lake, so this is in the crater of a volcano, and it had a river running through it, and then another volcano exploded, and it created debris that clogged the river and made the crater into a lake. And that's me again. And Bean. That was us on the boat that we were actually on. It was not as cute as the little pirate ship thing. And this was our last night in Tokyo. We went to go see the Statue of Liberty on Odaiba, and we got okonomiyaki, which was so good, and this is the only picture that we took of that. But we also got an omelet and we got yakisoba at that restaurant. We were so full that we only ate this half of the okonomiyaki that we've sliced. But like, I literally was like, no, we need to slice up the last half and put it on our plates because I don't want them to be offended because the food was so fucking good. Like, I need them to know that the food was good and our tiny little bellies were just full. It was so tasty. Oh, and the day that we went to go see the Statue of Liberty, and by day I mean night, there was like a water show set to music, which is why all these people are standing here. They're actually watching the water show, and we stayed and watched for a tune, and it was cool. Oh, you can kind of see it here, the little water jets that are shooting up. It's kind of like they do that kind of thing at like Disney, right? But this was just on the street in Tokyo for free. And that's is that the Rainbow Bridge? I don't know. It's a bridge. Then the next morning, we went to the Tokyo Skytree, which I didn't realize until I looked it up on Wikipedia is so much taller than any other building that I've ever been in. I had no idea. But the observation deck on this tower is, I think it's 450 meters up, if I remember correctly. I have a pamphlet. I should be using it. Oh yeah, I have her hand-drawn map. Oh, maybe it's 350. No, it's 450. No, we went to 350. Okay. I have a map that she hand drew for us. But we went to floor 350, which is 350 meters up. And I didn't realize, because I've been up to the top of the Rock in New York City, and I've also been to the top of the Empire State Building, I'm pretty sure. And that's only like 260 meters. So this is significantly higher than any other building I've ever been in before. And it was pretty cool. I gotta say, there wasn't a lot to do other than look at the views, but the views were fucking amazing. They did have a gift shop, actually. Like, why am I lying? So yeah, these are 3 angles of the views. Oh god, I have to show you guys this. This was funny because we were in the bus earlier and we drove past this building, right? This is God. This is like an office headquarters for a beer company. I don't remember which beer company. Don't ask me. You can Google it. But she was like, yeah, you see the giant golden jalapeno on the top of that building? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, we call it something else in Japanese. And yeah, so that's the golden penis. And these are some other views from the top of the building. Well, not the top. You know, the 350 meters up section of the building, which is just crazy. So the Tokyo Skytree is a TV/radio tower that they used to replace the Tokyo Tower because the Tokyo Tower wasn't tall enough to get radio signal to all of the buildings or past all of the buildings. So yeah, that's me. That's Bean. I told him to sit pretty and he listened, so. And that's both of us. At this point, Bean had a cough, which Bean still has a cough. So we're not really sure what's wrong with him, but he's probably not dying. Maybe he just caught Magnus's pneumonia. So hence the mask. And then we got on the cruise ship after the Skytree. We were on the Diamond Princess, which has had not one but 2 notable disease outbreaks. We were fine, except for the coughing. That makes sense after the photos Magnus was taking. Yeah, right? This was as we sailed away from Tokyo. This is the coolest photo Bean's ever taken, I'm pretty sure. So please appreciate it. Everybody clap. That is, in fact, Mount Fuji. silhouetted by the red setting sun. It's so fucking cool. Literally, we were unpacking our bags into the cruise stateroom, right? And it was I don't know, when the sun sets early in Japan. The sun rises at like 4 in the morning and the sun sets at like 6, maybe 6:30. So it was like 6 and I just went over, the window is over the top of our bed. And I went over to the bed and I was like, oh my God, Bean, we gotta go outside right now. We gotta go outside right now because this is happening. Wow. And literally, everybody who happened to come out the doors that we were standing next to onto the open deck happened to be Japanese, and every single person was like, oh, sugoi, or kirei, and it was so funny that like everybody had the same exact reaction. We were like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And this was dinner, which was pretty good too. Don't ask me what any of these items are. We didn't take a picture of the menus on the cruise ship. I don't know. It was food. It was good food. Yeah. And this guy was there too. Usually on cruise ships, I'm used to going on cruises in the Caribbean, and usually we're so far away from land by the end of the first night because we're booking it to the first port that bugs don't really show up. This cruise was very close to the coast pretty much the entire time, and the first full day on this ship was a sea day, so we literally had, I don't know, like more than 24 hours. It was like probably 36 hours to get from Tokyo to Hakodate. No spoilers, but that's the next place we're going. And it was leisurely. It was very leisurely. So this was the next day, the sea day. Look how calm the water is. I have never been on a cruise that had water this calm. Like literally flat as a pancake out there. This is the Pacific Ocean. Look at it. Are you kidding me? Where are the waves? Absolutely insane day on the ocean. I've seen the Atlantic Ocean like this. The Pacific Ocean? That was crazy. Anyway, it was a formal night, so we were dressed up all pretty. If you missed the fit checks, they're in Discord. But here are the pictures that we didn't share. That is duck. And that's bolognese. I don't know what kind of beef that is, but I had beef. I don't know what the hell that is either. And that's the bird from earlier now cooked. Stop! No, he's alive! This was dessert. Hakodate! Hakodate is a port city up in Hokkaido. And it was pretty chilly. It was pretty chilly all day. It was probably like somewhere around 50 degrees when we first got off the ship, because we got there at like 7 in the morning. So this was like 7 o'clock. That's a mountain in the background. And the first thing we did was we went to the morning market in Hakodate, which, while amazing, was kind of a weird choice, I feel like. Like, it's iconic. It's definitely an iconic Hakodate area and like feature of the town. But most of the stuff being sold at the market is like live seafood. So there was like crabs and squid and scallops, and there was some stuff that was pre-sliced. There was very little that was pre-cooked. And the stuff that was pre-cooked wasn't like street food. It was like, you are having this for breakfast. But we already had breakfast on the ship. So it was kind of weird, and I wish they had told us that we should have like not eaten on the ship so that we could have maybe eaten something at the market, but it was a cool market. We had fun just walking around looking at things. We didn't take any pictures apparently because the next thing that I have is the Goryo-kaku Tower, which is another thing that we were confused about because we thought we were gonna go into Goryo-kaku. But we just went up the tower, which was cool. I have a pamphlet from it. The coolest thing about the tower actually was that they had these little mini dioramas, which we didn't take pictures of, all around the inside of it in a circle that were explaining the history of the fort. This is the first Western style fort that was built in Japan, and it became instrumental in the Civil War stuff that happened after the Meiji Restoration, or during, I guess, the Meiji Restoration. So they had all these little dioramas, and they, you know, it was in the pamphlet. So they were really cool. And the views were cool too. The views were cool too. We went to a Trappistine Abbey, but the coolest thing there was the cherry blossom trees in the parking lot. Yeah, we were basically told that the cherry blossom season was over even in Hokkaido. But when we got to this parking lot, there were cherry trees. This was the abbey, the convent. It was a really interesting fusion, I thought, between like a Japanese garden style and a Western garden. So I thought it was worth including at least one photo from it. But, you know, the cherry blossoms were what we were there for. Like, are you kidding me? And we found this pretty one on the ground, and by we I mean Bean. And then I put it in my hair. I put it in my hair. We weren't allowed to bring flowers back to the ship, so I just kind of let it, whenever it fell out, I was like, that's your choice. Be free, little one. And there's us. That's, oh yeah, I forgot I got these kitty earrings. On the Hakone Ropeway souvenir shop. Please hold. They're so stinking cute, you guys. There were a lot of like asymmetrical earrings in the souvenir shops that we went to, but these had these cute little white kitty cats hanging from, or you know, with cherry blossoms, which I just thought was very cute. Very cute. And since, you know, I have my ears pierced again, I get to buy cute stinking earrings on my vacations. So yeah, that's something. Anyway, what's the next slide? Hurry up, streamer. Oh yeah, then we went souvenir shopping. In Hakodate after we had lunch, which we didn't take pictures of. It was not a buffet. It was like we had salmon.
Right now, or I shall delight in throwing you out of here.
Emery
That's gonna
food.
be a problem. See, we don't have any money.
Can we have something for free?
We had salmon, pork, and like 2 little pieces of sushi.
So you're making fun of me?
We
Oh my
aren't
God,
making fun of
Raiders.
ya. This is making fun.
Hi, thank you for the raid.
See the difference?
This is perfect. This is so perfect. Thank you for the raid,
Right
Ty
now.
and
I shall
Yoko.
delight in throwing you out of here.
How
That's
was
gonna
your
be a problem. See, we don't
stream?
have
What were
any
you
money.
guys doing
Can we
today?
have something for free?
This is my first stream back after my honeymoon.
Right, so you're making fun of
If you don't know me,
We
hi,
aren't
my
making
name's
fun of ya.
Kiki.
This
It's
is
very
making fun
nice
of
to
ya.
meet you.
See the difference?
Okay, cool. Got both shout outs. All right, let me go to my raid scene. I'm gonna show you guys a video and I'm gonna go get the souvenir that we actually did purchase in this shop, and then I'm gonna continue on. I'm doing a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation on my honeymoon because we had such a good time. We went to Japan and we went to like more than 10 different places. So if you're interested, you can stick around. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a variety streamer if you don't know me, and I play you know, a lot of cozy games, a lot of Nintendo games. We're probably gonna play Stray next, and then Tears of the Kingdom. We love you, Aerobics. Thank you so much. Let me show you something real quick, guys. Let me try not to fuck up the audio this time.
What did I do yesterday? I played D&D. I folded some laundry. I'm a boring bitch. If you haven't figured this out by now, good morning. I'm a boring bitch. Put the spikes up his ass.
This one's me. I'm so good at gaming. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Fuck yeah.
You guys want to see some fascinating behavior?
Based on this evidence, I think that Link probably has 5 balls.
Oh, I'll pay top rupees for your junk. Promise?
Why is she getting that close to me?
2 people can be inside me at once. It's almost like I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm extremely careful. Oh, fuck.
She's so normal. Wow, a normal girl.
I just made it back. Perfect timing. Hello. So this is what I bought at that souvenir shop. It's a fat bird stir stick. Don't look at my face, camera. Don't look at my face. Yeah, look at that guy. Look how fat that bird is. Wow. It's so in focus. Yeah, so apparently in Hokkaido, there's this real life fat little bird. I think he's called Shima Inagi. And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. They had so much merch for it. It's a goddamn miracle that I didn't buy more stuff that had this guy on it because he's so cute. Hi, Snowy Sharko. How are you today? Anyway, here's the stuff that we didn't buy. Thank you. Let me, here. I just really liked these baseball caps. They were like, I don't know, a little pricey for a girl who doesn't wear baseball caps, but I did think they were nice. This was a lot more yellow in person. You can tell that the camera was doing something funky because my hands are 2 completely different colors. So yeah, this is the color of the hat actually. This yellow is more close to what it was. Okay, so then we went up another ropeway. This is the Mount Hakodate ropeway, which is, you know, going up Mount Hakodate, which looks over Hakodate. All had no blood circulation, I guess. I don't know. And my hands do change colors like that, but usually it's because of the position that I've left them in. Fuck, by the way, you guys, I Shima and Naga. Yeah, that's what it is. Shima and Naga. I was close. You guys should check out Yoko and Tai. Thank you guys so much for the raids. I hope you had wonderful stream. But yeah, these are the views going up. And this was, we were lucky enough to be like the first people in this car, so we got pretty good views looking down. And we went down this road in a bus, so we only went up. On the other ropeway we went through, we went up and then back down again. On this one, we went up and then we took the bus down these winding ass mountain roads. It was crazy. I wouldn't have driven that like ever in my life. It was wow. Yeah, but we were above the cloud layer, which was cool. Well, some of the cloud layer, as you can see. That's the picture I took, and you can tell because it looks like it's made out of fucking garbo. Hey, look here, I left a space for myself. But the coolest thing about this overlook, in my opinion, they were really focusing on like, oh, you can see all right next to each other there's a Russian Orthodox church and there's a Catholic church and there's a shrine, and it's like, listen, respectfully, I don't give a fuck about your religious buildings. I am so intrigued by these airplanes coming in. You could literally watch the airplanes landing in the local airport, and that was fucking awesome. That was sick as hell. Okay. Apparently, we didn't take any pictures at dinner that day. So now, I don't know why I didn't put this. We're in, we went to Niigata. That's where the port was. And then, God, I think Shibata. Can't remember with my brain. I can't remember with my brain. Okay, Shibata is the name of the town that we went to. Okay. I had a pamphlet. So the Shibata Castle ruins were a little underwhelming. We thought, oh, okay, castle ruins. We're going to see a castle in ruins. No, actually what we saw was the reproduction of like 3 outposts of the castle, and then next door was like a warehouse. So not the most interesting thing ever, but also Shibata seemed a little less touristy than pretty much everywhere else we went. There wasn't really a lot of Japanese or English on the signs or anything. So I think it's just probably less popular for tourists to come here. How many slides are left? Oh, you know, like 30? No, like 40? It was raining this day. Guys, I didn't know I could yap this much. So that's me with my umbrella. Umbrella. This is the view out of one of the like castle buildings down the moat. Bean went into the castle buildings. I didn't because I was wearing sneakers that I didn't want to tie back up. Because you had to take off your shoes to go into these buildings, and I was like, I don't want to do all that, but you're more than welcome to. They were all very small, so I just waited outside and looked at the scenery. It was very pretty. And this was actually not even in the castle ruins. This was in the, there was like a little, I don't know, waterway next to the parking lot. Once again, the parking lots were living for them. Lily pad break. But they had these beautiful, gorgeous lotus flowers. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my god, my head's covering up the water droplet. Bean's gonna be pissed. Hang on. Look at the water droplet he got on that one. Wow. Pretty cool. And garden time. Next we went to Shimizu-en, which is a garden in Shibata. And let's see. Is located in the old castle town of Shibata in the northern part of the Kanbara Plain. During the Keicho era, Shimizu-en was a garden of the Kotokuji temple of the Sotoshu Buddhist sect. Then, in the first year of Manji, the land was expropriated by the feudal shogunate and the temple moved to a neighboring district. The first feudal lord, Hidekatsu Mizoguchi, came here from Ishikawa Prefecture and made Shimizu-en his suburban residence. A label attached to the roof of the main building indicates that it was completed on April 6, 1666, with a land area of 15,200 meters square. Sometime afterwards, Shibata Castle was destroyed by fire. Oh yeah, in case you were wondering why the Shibata Castle was in ruins, and you hadn't picked up the themes of earlier, it was a fire. Yeah, it was made of wood. It burned down in a fire. I love a Japanese garden. This was so like peaceful and beautiful. And it wasn't cold. Like the rain was a very warm rain. So that was nice. This was our only rainy day actually. We got very, very lucky with the weather. And this was the view from inside the building that we were just talking about, which is the best way to view Japanese gardens is from the floor near the edge of the buildings. By the way, according to our tour guide, because you can see the sky and all the scenery. Exactly as the designers of the garden intended. If you've never been to a Japanese garden before, try sitting down. Try sitting down on the benches. All of the benches have designed views. It's cool. Anyway, this was all we took photos of from dinner that night. It was literally just my dessert. You don't need sleep. I agree. The next day was a sea day. So we went to, there's a sushi restaurant on the ship that has an additional cover charge. Most of the food on the ship is included, but if you want something fancy, you gotta pay for it. So we paid for the fancy meal and boy, it was worth it. This was, I think, another 9-course omakase meal. It was delicious. There was nothing wrong with it. I ate all of everything. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, this was mochi. This was a beverage. This was a seaweed salad. This was assorted fish with rice and toppings. Am I selling it? It's the best meal that we had on the ship by far. Definitely worth the price. And then Bean's tummy was upset when we were in Busan, so we didn't actually get off the ship because basically it was a 20-minute shuttle to downtown Busan, and we didn't book a cruise tour for this day. It was our only day that I was like, I just want to go to South Korea. I just want to experience what it's like to walk around in South Korea. I want to try the street food. I want to do this and that, and like go into the shops. No, we didn't do any of that, but it's okay because Bean felt better after this day. But it was really pretty. This was us sailing away. Bye, Busan. It was so sad. We were sitting in the back of the ship in one of our favorite spots, and we were playing Scrabble. And I drew this hand, and we were just chilling, and the people at the table next to us as we started pulling away were like, "Bye, Busan, you are our favorite so far." And I was like, fuck, I've ruined my vacation. As you can see, we had no fun at all. No fun at all. Hey, this one I left room for myself, sort of. Mild South Korea allergy. That's bruschetta and beef Wellington, and I have no idea what the thing on top is. And then we went to Nagasaki. Nagasaki was really cool and fun. We actually did a walking tour of Nagasaki. Did you play AIA or did you exchange styles? I exchanged styles, baby. That game was crazy. I think there's 9 A's in Scrabble, 8 or 9. I drew all but one of them. So yeah, I exchanged those. Through the course of the game, I drew all but one. So we took the streetcar through Nagasaki, which was really cool. It felt, I mean, it was like, I think the streetcar is over 100 years old in Nagasaki. At least originally. 9 is right. Yeah, I had 8 of them. Yeah, that was a crazy hand. On a really bad day, you can draw more than that too. Yeah, no, I did get some of them back eventually, but it was fine. I think Bean got most of them after that. I've had like 7 used ones. Yeah, I didn't count what I redrew actually. So this was the Peace Park in Nagasaki, which is, it's like 100 meters away from the hypocenter of the bomb. And this statue is also absolutely massive. And there were a bunch of statues from other nations that commemorated, like, we're never gonna do this again. Which hopefully is true. And they had these on both sides. And these, everything inside here you can barely see. You can barely freaking see. I'm such a dingus. These are all paper cranes and each bundle is 1,000. So apparently schools in Japan, or I imagine it's all of Japan, will go on field trips to the Peace Park and they'll fold paper cranes to wish for peace and then donate them to the park. And they get displayed, which is really cool. Here's another shot of the statue to kind of give you a little bit of the scale of it. And that is the marker of the hypocenter. Schools in Japan and beans and wedding preparations. And kids with cancer. Don't forget kids with cancer. So yeah, this was... So, the hypocenter is not the epicenter, but it is the spot on the ground below the epicenter of the explosion. Because the bomb over Nagasaki, I believe it exploded 200 meters in the air above Nagasaki? Something like that. And there's more cranes from inside the atomic bomb museum. There were a lot. There were a lot. And that is a half Torii gate. That is original from before the bombing. Give you one guess as to what destroyed it. But yeah, the atomic bomb museum was honestly probably one of the most well-curated museums that I've ever been in. It's like 4 rooms. And it's... I mean, it's absolutely devastating, obviously. But very necessary, I would say. Personally, I feel that way. It was really hard to get through. And there's a lot of stuff in there. But it was altogether a very cool experience. Like, they really did a good job with it. Anyway, we just took photos of dessert that day. The tram on the way home was crazy too. It was so busy. Then we went to Kagoshima, which has another volcano. Apparently, the Sakurajima volcano is like the most active volcano in the world, I think, right now. It's like constantly active. It did not erupt while we were there. But as we were walking through this park near the peak of the volcano, somebody asked the tour guide when the last time was that it had erupted. And she like gestured at the ground and she was like, yesterday, you're walking on yesterday's ash. And we were like, okay, yeah, sure. So that's why you needed the gas X. That's right. Yeah, this, I don't know why people were putting coins on these rocks. I would assume it's also like, if you put the coin there and it stays, then your wish comes true or something like that. But there were a lot of like 1 to 5 yen coins on the rocks around the park. But it was really pretty. And confronting. It is on its own island. So like it made its own island and people live there and stuff. And when asked if people get worried about the eruption, she was like, no, people get worried when there aren't eruptions. It's like when your wife doesn't say anything for a while, you're like worried that she's gonna erupt. And I'm like, misogyny. Okay. Anyway, garden time. This is, I think, she said the biggest Japanese garden in the world. Gee, the cats sure have been quiet for a while. There you go. That's better. Yeah. So this is the Sengan-en Japanese garden, which I also have a pamphlet for. No, I have a map for it. But this is, you know, another rich samurai guy built a house and built a garden, and they've had a million zillion famous people come here, and the descendants from this line have married into the emperor's line, and you know, they're famous. They have a garden. There was a butterfly. It was pretty. There's a rock. This was way up in the cliffside. It was like so far up, and Bean got such a good picture of it. And then there's my potato camera taking a picture of Bean as he walked up one of the paths. And another potato picture, sorry. I just couldn't resist sometimes taking potato pictures. This is the inside of the residence. They had one of those carrying thingamajiggies. These were so cute and funny. Oh, fuck, I gotta, hang on. We do like potatoes, that's true. They had like bats and radishes over the doors. I don't know if you can see, but like in doorways, like on this beam above the door. I don't think it's on this one or this one, but they had these little guys. I don't know, they were really cute. I'm not sure if they had a purpose, because we kind of just explored this whole area by ourselves. And this was the interior garden, which was also gorgeous. Imagine being this rich. Come on now. Oh yeah, and there were several shrines on this property, but most famously the cat shrine, which is just a shrine to cats. I don't think that there are usually live cats here. At least we didn't see any. Is it covering? I'm not covering too much. Okay. But yeah, this was the cat shrine. Very cute. See? You know, like, yeah. So, while we were here, oh shit, I forgot to show you guys this one. No, it's okay. Well, I'll show you later. I have so much ADHD in my body. While we were here, they had a lot of cat-related merch in the gift shop. And I mean, we didn't really see anything that was that interesting, and then we got to the last shelf and he's playing it. Are you kidding me? How talented. Wow. So I purchased this, and then we walked away, and I was like, Bean, we gotta go back. I gotta buy one for my mom. So we went back into the shop and bought another one that had a black French horn. And yeah, it was meant to be. Please focus on my face. Or don't, whatever. You know, like, yeah. And then for lunch, we had shabu shabu, which we were excited about because we hadn't had any. And we wanted to have, like, you know, the major categories of Japanese food. It was good. It was quite good. The meat was so tasty. These were our little personal shabu shabu pots, and there's a little fire thingy underneath that they came around and lit, except for mine started burning. Mine started burning. No, that's soup broth. And nobody seemed to be concerned about it, but we tried to stop it from burning, and I think we succeeded. But you basically, you cook all the veggies in there, and then you cook the meat pieces. And oh, and this is green tea that you put in the soup broth too. These were peppers, rice. I don't remember what this was. This was like was it prosciutto? I think it's prosciutto over like a slaw. Soy sauce. This was eggplant. Oh, this eggplant was so freaking good. Fish. This was... these are fish cakes. Fried fish cakes. And orange slices. And this was like a green tea mochi. I didn't really like it because I don't really like green tea. But whatever. Melon soda. Next. I don't know what these are. These are arancini. This is gnocchi. This was Italian night, wasn't it? Yeah, this was Italian night. And dessert. Tiramisu and whatever this is. I don't know. Kochi, except we immediately left and went straight to Tokushima. So Kochi's where we made port, and then we literally drove on a bus for an hour and a half. We had no idea that it was gonna be that long of a bus ride to get to Tokushima, which is another prefecture in Japan, to go to the Oboke Gorge. And when I say this was fucking gorge, oh my god. It was so beautiful. The water was really that color. It's like Caribbean blue-green. Stunning. It's stunning. And we were there, you know, shortly after Children's Day, so they had all the koi kites up over the gorge, which was freaking cool as hell. I should delete myself again. Be right back. Would you just look at it? That's me! See, you didn't need me. You got me here. Oh, there goes Bean. Just like the color of the water is crazy. It was so pretty, you guys. This was maybe one of my favorite things that we did. Look at this picture being got of this bird. So we went on a little river boat here. It was like a 30-minute, very slow tour down the river where we just got to take pictures of all the rock formations and stuff. I'm sure that the tour guide was talking about why the rocks are shaped like that on the bus, but unfortunately, it was an hour and a half on the bus and I did fall asleep. I was doing a little hung shoeing on that bus. I tried really hard to stay awake, but I'm sure you can look up the Aboke Gorge. Look at it. Would you just look at it? We actually had lunch before all that, but I just thought it fit better here. So this was like udon and tofu, and we don't know what this was. It was fine. We had no idea what it was. Rice and tempura and I can't remember what this was. This was tasty though. And orange laces, and then they had candied yams as dessert, which was cool. And they had this outside, which was also cool. And then we went to the I think it's called the Iyo no Kazurabashi, which is like Vine Bridge at Iyo, which is one of 3 vine bridges that still exist in Japan. And it was a little spooky, but not too bad. Some people are holding on for dear life. They're just dramatic. I walked with... Okay, ignore this one's broken, alright? It's fine. There's steel, okay? There's steel. I was walking with one hand on the handrail. But here's an action shot. Only for people who were here on today's stream, you get to see Bean's feet. Yeah. Moments before the fall. I was most worried about dropping my phone, which is why I didn't take any pictures. But we also got a shot of like nobody on the bridge after we crossed it, so that was super cool. Very, very cool moment. Yeah, they were like, yeah, if you drop your phone, it's gone forever. And I was like, listen, my phone is actively suicidal right now, and I'm not joking. So I cannot risk it. I had to replace my phone case because my phone case started disintegrating, and then my phone just keeps throwing itself on the floor. I don't know. It's concerning. I think I'm gonna get a new phone when they come out with new phones in September. There was a waterfall next to the gorge with the bridge over it. It was a cool waterfall. That's me and Bean in front of the waterfall. And that's where we would have dropped to if we'd fallen to our deaths. And you could also play on the beach, but we were like, we've played in rivers before. Let's go get ice cream. So we went and got ice cream. There was a lot of ice cream not included in the photography here. We had a lot of ice cream. I don't know what that is on the left, but on the right is duck. Again. I love duck. And dessert. This was our last stop on the cruise. Shimizu. For views of Mount Fuji. You remember what Mount Fuji looked like at the beginning of this? Look how naked she is. Look how unsnowed she is. Damn. Garden time! So this garden was really cool actually because it was basically a miniaturized Mount Fuji is what this is over here. And then with the azaleas blossoming below it. Very cool, very fun. And Bean got some good sneaky shots of me here in my all pink outfit. Oh. There's a close-up on the azaleas and the whatever these are. I don't know. I'm not a flowers person. Another beautiful Japanese garden. This was the Sunpu Castle Park. Yeah. There I go. And then we went to the Shizuoka Sengen Shrine. I don't know why they call it one shrine because there are 7 shrines here, 3 primary shrines and 4 other shrines. The one on the left is one of the primary shrines. The one on the right is one that we walked up like 6 flights of steps to get to. It was crazy. So we got to this shrine and we were like, we kind of want to go somewhere where there's not a lot of people because, you know, we like getting pictures without people in them so I can share them on stream, and also because it's cooler that way. It's cooler if you don't have a bunch of other people's faces in your photos. And so there was this staircase, and I don't know what you know about cruises, but a lot of old people go on cruises. So we were perpetually the youngest people that anybody had met on the cruise, according to them. And so we took one look at it. Was straight up into the trees. Like, I wish we had taken a picture. It was 6 flights straight up, and we were like, none of these old people are gonna go straight up here. Let's go. And so we walked up, and it led to these beautiful hiking trails, which brought us to this shrine here. And this is another I took the road less traveled by. This is what the hiking trails looked like. This is me. I had to look up real close to check that it was me, but in fact nobody else wore solid pink that day, so it was me. And it had beautiful views of the mountain. Just beautiful. I'm so glad we went up there, because otherwise we would not have seen her again. Look at her! Wow! What a beautiful woman! Okay, and then our last stop on this part of the tour was the Miho no Matsuwara, which is a grove of pine trees on the beach that you have views of Mount Fuji from. This was what the pine tree bark looked like. I didn't even notice being taking this picture, but this is really cool texture. It's very cool. I tried my best to get people's faces out of this photo. But, yeah. This is facing the opposite direction of Mount Fuji. And then he turned around, but she's hiding now. She's hiding her beautiful face now. There were too many cute men, apparently. That's what they say. But if there's handsome men, then Fuji-san hides her face. So, yeah. Oh, and then this is a good sequence of photos, I think. Yeah. And then there were dogs. When we got back to the harbor, people had brought their dogs. I don't know why. But, yeah. There were a bunch of sheeps and also a beagle. This 2 frames could be your PNG tuber for when you're on someone else's stream. This is true. I should do that. It was 3 photos. But yeah. Okay, so then we got off the ship, but we didn't fly out until, I think it was like 7 p.m. that day, and you have to disembark by the morning. The morning you have to disembark by. So we went on a disembarkation cruise, which I've never done before, or tour, disembarkation tour, which I'd never done before, but it went back to places that we had already been in Tokyo, which was fine. So we went back to the Meiji Shrine. This is the only picture that we took at the Meiji Shrine. But it's a good one. It's a good one. We got some peach soda at the Meiji Shrine. It was really good. They had a lot of vending machines. And then we went back to Asakusa. But if you remember Asakusa from earlier, they were having like the biggest festival in Japan when we were there the first time. So actually we got to go see the shrine, which was very cool. And I got to eat some candied strawberries, which I had wanted to do the whole time because one of my friends really likes them. If this were a level in Pokemon Snap, you'd be replaying it. This is true. This is true, but we're on a different course in Asakusa. We're on a different, like, you know, the path. We're on a different path. Yeah, so we went into the shrine, the shrine here, which was cool. We didn't take any pictures inside. It was pretty small inside, actually, the area that you were allowed to go into without paying. But yeah. That's me holding the strawberries in Asakusa. And then they also had a covered market area, which we didn't get the chance to go into before. I threw an apple in a pond and a door opened. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, we went through their covered market and that was cool. Bean took a lot of sign photos. A decent photo of Bean in the reflection in your glasses. Yes, it is. So here's his sign photos. Deer crackers are straight, and it's illegal to be straight in Pride Month, so please keep in mind if you're going to Nara during Pride Month, do not buy the deer crackers, or you will no longer be straight. Or you will be straight, sorry. Fuck. Deer crackers were straight because it wasn't Pride Month, yes. Yes, we went in May. He liked the watch your step sign with the question mark. Watch out, there might be question marks on the floor. You never know. We liked the no smoking, no eating, no throwing shit on the ground, no dog. Do not become a dog. For the love of dog. We like this sign too. Please don't stay here. No. Those question marks really jump out at you. You gotta watch your step, yeah. Damn, no furries? No furries. This guy was in a different location, so he was good. And then I just, you know, we drove past these warehouses, which I thought you guys would like. Okay, and then we were at the airport. 68.
Right now, or I shall delight.
Hi.
That's gonna be a problem. See, we don't have any
Hi.
money.
Can we have something?
This is like the literal last part of my PowerPoint. What is up, Opal?
We aren't making
Hi,
fun of you.
Raiders.
This is making fun of you.
You guys are here at the perfect time. I just subjected these poor motherfuckers to 3 hours of me talking about my honeymoon in Japan. How are you? How was your stream? I'll go to my raid scene in a second, but this is the Hiroshima Yaki that we had at the airport in Tokyo. We did not go to Hiroshima, but apparently they have their own version of okonomiyaki that's like Hiroshimized, and it was very good. And these are the best gyoza I'd ever had. In an airport, you know? Fucking ridiculous. These are some of the snacks that we bought. These are peanut butter squid crackers, which are pretty good. These are just mochi and various flavors. This is like a yuzu breath mint. Oh my god, the gyoza. I'm still thinking about them, bro. I'm still thinking about them. We got a lot of Kit Kats, a lot of Kit Kat branded snacks. You're playing Tomodachi Life? I'm gonna play Tomodachi Life in just one moment. Kit Kats, of course. Yes, these are like donut sticks. Here's the Meiji chocolate. We just had these. What the hell were these? I fucking forgot. Oh, these are the Castella from Nagasaki. Perfect raid. Yes, you picked them right. We got some coffee. Actually, Bean's parents got these, so I'm not sure exactly what they were. But Kit Kat speedrun. We got strawberry red bean, Mount Fuji blueberry cheesecake, Tokyo banana, sugar butter tree, peach. This is salted caramel peanut butter classic and hazelnut, regular banana, and apple. My favorite so far, I think I've had all of them actually except the banana, which I know I'm not gonna like because I don't like banana. But my favorite is the blueberry cheesecake from Mount Fuji. But the peach are also very good. Everything peach is so freaking good. So freaking tasty. Anyway.
What did I do yesterday?
Hi, this is what I look like. Hello. That's the end of the PowerPoint. They are all good. The apple is kind of mid for me. It's kind of like a green apple flavor with chocolate, and I don't really like green apple candy, but everything else is really good. Thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys are not already following Opal Crumble, please click the link. I implore you. Very cool streamer. We have a lot in common. We play a lot of the same games. We have a lot of the same vibes, and I think you'll like it over there. And you know, he's streaming European friendly time, so maybe Europeans. Oh my god. So yeah, that was my trip to Japan. I'm gonna highlight that, I think, so that you guys can watch it back if you really want to watch 3 hours of me talking about my trip to Japan. I did not know I would talk for 3 hours about my trip to Japan. But here, watch my channel trailer.
What did I do yesterday? I played D&D. I folded some laundry. I'm a boring bitch. If you haven't figured this out by now, good morning. I'm a boring bitch. Put the spikes up his ass.
This one's me. I'm so good at gaming. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Fuck yeah.
You guys want to see some fascinating behavior?
Based on this evidence, I think that Link probably has 5 balls.
Oh, I'll pay top rupees for your junk. Promise?
Why is she getting that close to me?
2 people can be inside me at once. It's almost like I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm extremely careful. Oh, fuck.
She's so normal. Wow, a normal girl.
Okay. Now my music's over. Well, shit. Let's get Pokemon Mystery Dungeon music going. Let me show you the things that I forgot to show you. The baby park flashbacks. Yeah, thank you for noticing. I chose the baby park music because I feel like it encapsulates my personality. A little baby, a little chaos. A lot of chaos. This is, I did a gacha, one gacha, for the Shima Naga because I did not care what color I got, and this is like a very light yellow. I don't know if it can not be blown out. A pastel yellow with like green and white feathers on the back, and he's so cute, and then he was like 300 yen. Adorable. They had a bunch of different colors, like pastels. And I was like, I literally couldn't care less which one of these I get, but I must have one. So that's the best time to do gacha, I think. Okay, so that's that. We also went to a toy store in Tokyo, in Ginza. That was the one store that we did go to. I totally forgot to tell you guys about it. But I got this fucking adorable Piplup
Please don't blow him out. He's so cute in pastel. Can you see him? There we go. Look how cute he is, you guys. Are you kidding me? They have such cute Piplup merch right now in Japan. I don't know if they have it in the US stores, but... There was a mug that I am still thinking about. There's a mug that I'm still thinking about. It was not microwave safe. It was not dishwasher safe. And I would never use it. But boy, did I want that thing. But boy, did I want it. We also got 3 decks of cards. Because it's always good to have unique cards for the card games that we play. We got Mario, Kirby, and Zelda. And they all have... cute theming. I'll show you guys the Zelda ones. So like they have Tingle Jokers. Good lord, my lighting is not for white. I should have done the top-down camera for these. But like, let's see. Yeah, so the clubs are Skyward Sword themed. They each have like a game theme. Each of the suits. You can't really see. Okay. Yeah. Sure, you can sort of see. Girahim and Zelda and Linky. Thank you so much for the raid, and thank you so much for the lurk. Go get your post-stream shit done. I just appreciate you coming in and saying hello. But yeah, they got Ocarina of Time, they got the original Legend of Zelda, and Wind Waker themed cards. So you got WW, Ganon, Zelda, and Link. I'm kind of sad they didn't do... I mean, I know it's still Tetra. I know it's still Tetra under the white face, but I wish they did Tetra instead of Zelda. And that's kind of like how the themes are for all of the sets of cards. They're just like a different game for each suit. Which is cool. I've put these in the wrong way, you dumb cunt. Okay. Back to full. And I also got these little origami earrings. Eee! Everything is getting so blown out. But they're little cranes. I think Bean's mom got me some pink ones too. These are like pale green and red. I got these socks with cinnamon roll and oranges on it because I love citrus. Poor cinnamon roll does have eyeballs in there somewhere. The poor thing. Like my wedding cranes. Exactly, exactly. We found this tiny duck on the cruise. Ducks on cruise ships is like a thing. I don't know, but he's so small, banana for scale. And by banana, I mean my fingernails. Whoa, did you hear my shoulder bob just now? Jesus. The other cards that we got were these Hanafura? Is that what they're called? I'm not gonna open them again because I totally screwed up the packaging, but we got 2 different Mario, they're different, I swear, Hanafura decks because Bean wants to learn how to play games with them. You can tell by one of them being upside down that I screwed it up. Did I remember everything this time? Is that everything? Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. But yeah, that's what I got in Japan. No, wait. Sorry. I don't know how I forgot the biggest things on my desk. Bean also got this little guy from Castle in the Sky. He's never seen it, but he immediately fell in love with it and had to purchase it, which is fine.
We'll have to watch it together at some point. And then Bean's parents, I don't know where they found this because I didn't see this anywhere. But they got me a new giraffe. So yeah, that was my trip. What did you guys do? I wonder if my controllers are not dead. Somehow. Has no idea where my Switch is though. Okay, we're gonna play a video game real quick. We're gonna go to the zoo. But first I want to show you, because, okay, I felt guilty playing the zoo too much while I was gone, so I made a new Tomodachi Island on a different account. On my speedrunning account. Oh, which we gotta talk about that too. Oh my god, I have so much to say. Don't no signal me. Did I unplug my fucking HDMI cable or something? What did I do? Nope, it's just broken. Are you broken? Put on your zookeeper hat. You do. You do need to. Hey, no, the HDMI cable is connected. Okay. Plastic squeaks. Okay. Did that fix it? Yes. Okay, awesome. Good. I'm so glad that fixed it. Okay. Girl. Alright, let me stop my music. Let me change my category to Tomodachi Life. Living the dream. Zookeeper. What should I make it? I am the zookeeper. There we go. New title, because the old title doesn't make sense. Anyway, here, this is Pleasant View. I made Pleasant View from The Sims 2 in Tomodachi Life. So I literally have all of the main cast. I haven't added the Simbin Sims, but you know, I have Dawn, Nana, Dana, Brandy, Dustin, Bo, Darren, Dirk, Daniel, Mary Sue, Lilith, and Angela, and then the Goths. And then I also have, I started adding the Townies. So Caitlin Langrek is the maid that Daniel and Dawn are having an affair with, and Gordon King is the criminal that Dustin is friends with. So I literally got so I got so desperate to play The Sims 2 that I started playing The Sims 2 in Tomodachi Life. Is basically what happened. Yeah, and none of them are dating yet. I don't know. I've witnessed so many vicious takedowns. They just are like turned down. Turned out for what? I don't know. They've been turned down. But yeah, that's my Pleasant View Island. I haven't like moved the buildings around or anything. It looks kind of fucked up, but You know, it is what it is, and I have my Sims in Tomodachi Life, which is what I wanted. So yeah, anyway, back to the zoo. I haven't been on the zoo in a minute, so it could be a disaster in here. I'm a little worried. Maybe we could make a creature today, I don't know. Maybe I should split the VOD here. Okay, we're gonna actually play Tomodachi Life, so peace out, YouTube.